Did you just rob the underwear drawer at my house? So this is...
This is the original Superman 1 costume worn by Christopher Reeve.
Is this like a weird thing you wear on the weekends?
I outgrew it. I am here at the pawn shop today to sell a Superman 1, the original costume. Bought this at an auction about 4.5 years ago. Looking to sell the costume to reinvest in other pieces, kind of expand the collection that I have. Probably going to get more into college football and maybe international soccer, some key pieces I have my eyes on.
I think it's pretty amazing.
I mean, it's definitely iconic. The original Superman.
This is the
No, it's not the original Superman. The original Superman was on TV in the 50s.
This is the original Superman.
No, it's not.
It's the original Superman.
Superman movie, but there was a Superman TV show.
Movies like this were cool. It wasn't like they had CGI, so they had to create all this stuff. Christopher Reeves had to put on all the muscle. They didn't use a padded suit at all. He put on, like, I think 20 pounds of muscle for the movie.
Damn. Okay, I could do that.
Sure, I can tell. They started with a $20 million budget and ended up at 70.
I think the movie made money, right?
Well, it made enough money for them to do, like, 5 sequels of it.
It's still, I guess, a good movie. Would you watch it again? How many times have you seen the movie?
Don't worry about it.
It's Superman, and it's really iconic. It really is. Do you know how many suits there was in the movie?
This
Was there
is
more
the
than one, or-
original. This is the only one. So
I'm just assuming there was a costume change, all right? Because if you're filming 7 days a week, long hours, and there's not no time to wash this thing, it would get really funky, all right? So I'm assuming there was more than one.
So what else you got in the box?
well, we have the green crystal here.
Is that kryptonite?
That is kryptonite.
That is not the kryptonite crystal. That's the crystal that created the Fortress of Solitude. If it was kryptonite, they couldn't have put it in his little baby spaceship. He actually used that kind of like a computer, and it created the Fortress of Solitude for him. They got it labeled wrong.
Okay. You know way too much about this.
Whatever, you know way too much about batteries.
Okay, so how much do you want for all this?
$300,000 for both.
It's quite a bit of money.
Do you mind if I call someone in?
No, no problem at all.
Okay. Can you throw up the tall Rob signal?
That's Batman, dude. Calm down.
I guess we're bringing an expert in, and I have no problem with that because it's authentic.
Hey, there's my pajamas.
Wow. That is definitely wow factor.
And he also has a crystal that built the...
Fortress of Solitude.
It's a great piece and perfect to go along with this suit. So let's talk about the suit.
As far as he knows, there's only one, and I'm just thinking, like, there's got to be more, because what if he's on set and he's eating a hot dog and he drips mustard down the front of it? They can't just stop production.
That's correct. So one of the rules of Hollywood memorabilia, certainly costumes, is they never just make one. I wouldn't touch this suit with my hands. Hands have a lot of oils and a lot of dirt on them. So how do we identify it? Chain of ownership. How did it end up in your possession?
Purchased it from an auction about 4.5 years ago.
Okay, and that makes sense because that's the last one I saw come to auction was about 4 years ago. And interestingly enough, you're the buyer. That's great. The material's absolutely right for 1978. It's a stretch nylon. Second clue we look for is a prop number. So when I do come across a piece that doesn't have that, it questions its authenticity immediately. I'm gonna carefully lift this up. We have a sewn-on label that says C. Reeve and a prop number and a studio number. So that's an excellent sign, Rick.
So you think it's all legit?
I think it's legit.
So what do you think it would be sold at auction for?
With that piece, I think at auction, you're looking at a significant value in excess of $250,000.
Okay.
Yep.
Thanks, man.
My pleasure. Thank you. Wonderful piece. Superman is an iconic figure around the world. There'll be many bidders on this item at an auction.
Rob said I can expect to get right around $250,000. Just get down to brass tacks. I'd give you 200 grand for it.
Best price on this is $250,000.
At 200 grand, I won't lose money. And like Rob said, I think it's a great investment, but investments go up and down, and I've seen it happen a million times.
It's authentic, and I have the paperwork for it.
I understand that, but it's not a perfect world. There's nothing is for sure besides death and taxes. So I'll do 200 grand. Remember, that's cash now.
Right.
And you're over with it. You don't have to worry about walking outside and tripping and getting a hole in it or getting radiation poisoning from the kryptonite.
It's not kryptonite.
I'll do 200 grand.
Yeah, I'm firm on the $250,000.
If you change your mind, let me know.
Take it easy, man.
I'll get
See
Dex
ya.
to help you
Thanks.
carry it out.
All right, thank you.
Let's go grab something to eat, Lex.
If I have to hold off for a little bit, I'm willing to do that. And I'm confident I get the price that I'm looking for because I know the right buyers out there.
Hey, so exactly what is this? We know it's Spider-Man, but
That's a life-size limited edition from Blockbuster.
okay. Well, I thought my spidey sense was tingling a little bit.
I'm here at the pawn shop today to sell my limited edition life-size Spider-Man. This was a display used in Blockbuster stores. I picked it up a few years back. I love the fact that it's life-size. It's about 5.5 feet tall, and it's actually a pretty good replica. I was looking to get like $1,500 for it. I've seen a few of them selling for that price.
I think it's super cool. This was the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. It was the first movie that did over 100 million in its opening weekend. And it just turned into a massive franchise. Do you know where it originated or anything like that?
I guess they came out of Blockbuster.
Okay. I mean, yeah, they would put this inside a Blockbuster. It's a promotional item. You know, you'd have little kids come in there and they'd see this. You know, let's rent Spider-Man, let's rent Spider-Man. And then they probably sold them or, you know, they gave them away in contests and stuff like that. But we all know what eventually ended up happening at Blockbuster.
Yeah.
In 2000, the CEO of Blockbuster turned down buying Netflix for $50 million. And 20 years later, Blockbuster is bankrupt and Netflix is worth $140 billion.
That was a poor decision.
And it's in relatively decent shape for being almost 20 years old. This rubbery stuff, you can tell that it's getting old.
Yeah, it's been around for a while.
And you said it was a limited edition?
Yes, yeah, number 2780 out of, I think, 4,600.
Okay. I love it when they say 4,600 is a limited edition. Now, how much do you want for this thing?
I was thinking about 1,500.
I bet you would. Okay. I'll give you $500 for it.
500.
It's cool and everything like that, but it's not that limited edition, okay? There's probably a lot of them out there. There's a little bit of damage.
Come on, work with me. Just maybe $600.
$550.
575.
$550.
All right, I'll do it.
All right, sweet. So just cruise right over there to the pawn counter. We'll do some paperwork. I'll get you paid.
All right, thank you.
Okay? Yep. I'm just your friendly neighborhood pawnbroker. Hello.
Hello. I brought in my official Batman utility belt from 1966.
Pretty amazing. Where did you get this?
Obviously Bruce Wayne, you idiot.
I came to the pawn shop today to sell my Batman utility belt from 1966. I got the belt in the 70s at an antique mall. I'm looking to get $17,000 for my belt. If I sell my belt, I'm gonna buy a new car. I really need a new car.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Batman has been a pretty amazing brand since the 1930s because there's everything from the cartoons to the comic books to the movies, and it never seems to end. The TV show came out in 1966. It was really, really fun. It was cheesy. People watched it with their kids. It was one of those shows that sort of rocketed straight to the top and went straight back down. So it was only on for 3 seasons. But Burt Ward and Adam West made entire careers just because they did this for 3 years.
Right.
I mean, I watched the reruns when I was a kid and I loved it. And I think it was mostly because of the Batman utility belt. See, we have the Batarang there, the Bat Cuffs, the Bat Gun, the Bat Rocket Grenade.
It's all there.
I just find it amazing. Do you like Batman?
Yeah, he's not the best superhero, but he's all right.
What's your favorite superhero?
The greatest superhero of all time, Superman.
I'm not with you on Superman.
Superman is what Batman pays millions of dollars to be, and guess what? Superman was born that way.
Batman, all he needs is a little kryptonite, and Superman's nothing. So what do you want for this?
17,000.
Holy something, that's a lot of money.
G. Willikers is the proper terminology.
G. Willikers?
Yeah.
All right. My toy guy is just 1 block away. I'm gonna give him a call, and we'll get it figured out from there.
That sounds good.
Well, I'll be right back. Batman, way better than Superman, hands down.
I'm not saying that Batman's not cool. I'm just saying Superman's better. Batman's like a super cop at best.
Super cop.
Yeah.
Batman was pretty cool, man.
Yeah, he's pretty cool, but he's not a better superhero than Superman.
I mean, Superman kind of was the reason that the Batman show even got made. The Superman show was running more for like little kids, and they decided to do this Batman show, which was geared towards teenagers, but it fell back to little kids.
So, the Batman utility belt.
This thing is amazing. Can I take a look at it?
Yes.
I would have been so cool when I was 6 years old if I had this.
I'll tell you what, to Batman collectors, guys, this is the holy grail. It was a toy, so it wasn't necessarily meant to hold up. And a lot of these didn't, because what happened is you opened it up on the way out the store, you ripped the belt out of the box, you put it on before you even got in the car. But this is an incredible shape. It has not been removed, it has not been played with, there's no stress marks on it. The only one thing that I see here is there's a little bit of paper tear right there off the box.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. But the thing is, she is asking $17,000 for this.
I've seen the belts just by themselves, the most common pieces to find, sell for thousands of dollars. In the case of this, I think you've got an absolutely great piece. You have tons of Batman collectors, tons of superhero collectors, so you can't miss on the market. I think you have no problem getting $16,000 for this.
Yes.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, thank you. Wow, amazing. Chum,
All right.
have a good one. This thing is incredible. All of the toys are immaculate. Everything pops. So I think the shop's gonna have no problem getting $16,000 for this.
I'll give you 10 grand for it.
Oh, no. I would consider 15,000. You'd still make $1,000.
No, I wouldn't make any money. If I worked on margins like that, I would be out of business. I will give you $11,000.
12,000.
No.
1150.
No. $11,000. Anything more than that, it's not going to make any sense to me.
Okay.
All right, deal. Sweet. Chum will meet you right over there and do some paperwork with you and get you paid.
I'll take this with
no,
me.
don't touch. You're not going to touch it.
It's not gonna fit you. It says 32 waist.
I got a couple of vintage comic books for you. First one here is Avengers #1. That's what started the movie craze that you know today. And then over here, we've got a giant-size X-Men #1.
Yeah, and what happened with the X-Men is just all the movies. I mean, I think there's been like 7 of them, right?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Okay, and the Avengers came out a few years ago, and my 11-year-old son literally told me the Avengers was the greatest movie ever made.
There you go. So I came down to the pawn shop today to sell my Avengers #1 and giant-size X-Men #1 comic books. Yeah, comic books, I think it's the sense of nostalgia and freedom, a time of innocence, plus all those bright colors. I mean, who could resist that? On the giant-size X-Men one, I'm asking $1,200. On the Avengers one, I'm asking for $4,600. The least I would take is $3,300.
Where did you get these?
Well, this actually came from an original owner collection out in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
This one actually came by way of a trade for some original art.
Okay, cool. And so Stan Lee did the story in this one, right?
Yeah, he formed a lot of the groups, the Fantastic Four, the Avengers. Those were all his ideas.
Yeah, it's comic books are a little weird. People see like the #1 sitting right here, and they'll think it's the first X-Men, but it's not.
That's correct.
Because you'll have like a #1 Amazing Spider-Man, a #1 Spectacular Spider-Man, but this is definitely the first Avengers that ever took place.
That's exactly right. And you know, back to this one too. I mean, that's the new X-Men lineup. Wolverine and a lot of the characters that are known today. The rest, as they say, is history. It's an extremely popular franchise.
Vintage comic books can be worth a lot of money, and these have the vibe of something special. But comic book collecting can be really tricky, so you have to be really careful when you're dealing with stuff like this because you can get burned. And what grade are you calling these?
This one's, I believe, is a fine plus to a very fine, between a 6.5 and a 7.0. It presents in near mint condition. And this one's in the same range, maybe slightly better. I think this is a fine, very fine, maybe a 7.0 to 7.5 right in there.
Okay. How much you want for them?
Well, this one, I'm looking for $4,600.
Okay.
And on the giant size X-Men, $1,200.
All right. You can grade them at one thing, and I can grade them at another thing, and all that means nothing in the real world because you got to have a real grading company grade them. I have a friend that works for CGC.
Okay.
Let me have him grade them because It makes a world of difference what they're graded at.
100% agreed.
Let me go give him a call. I'll get him down here, and he will look at them. Okay?
Sounds great.
All right, hang out for a little bit.
Right up. Thank you. As far as CGC coming in and checking out my books, I would welcome it because I think it's going to validate the grades that I assign to the books.
Like I said on the phone, Avengers #1.
Wow, man.
And the giant-size X-Men. I know this one's cool, but this one's really cool.
Yeah, Giant Size X-Men 1, 1975, has some of my favorite first appearances. Nightcrawler, Colossus, Storm, some dude named Wolverine, it's his second appearance. Some people have heard of him. But man, in Avengers 1, that's a thing of beauty. This came out in September 1963. Marvel had gone through some tough times, and with Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, they were really starting to have a rebirth with superheroes. And Avengers 1 just took all of these characters that had their own books and brought them all together as a superhero team. Stan Lee and Jack Kirby brought all of their popular characters together because Daredevil 1 was actually supposed to ship that month, but Bill Everett was late on his layouts. So real quick, they concocted the Avengers with their existing characters, boom, put it out, and now it's a billion-dollar franchise.
He wants to sell them to me, and I don't know what the grade's gonna come out. The front of it looks nice, but...
Yeah, the front cover looks beautiful. What I need to do is take them back. I need to count the pages, check for restoration, you know, and then I just count the defects in my head, and, you know, a magic grade spits out my mouth.
That's the science of it?
Yeah. That's the science of it.
Okay, you want me to show you where the conference room's at?
Yeah, sure, that sounds great.
You got it. I'm really excited to find out what these comic books are worth, and hopefully we'll have some good news.
All right.
So it turns out they're rare misprints and they're worth billions of dollars, right?
Actually, these are really beautiful books.
So, what grade are they?
Let me start with the Giant Size X-Men 1. The colors are great. There are a few imperfections, a couple of creases.
Okay.
I'm thinking it's a 7.5. So that would put it at around $550, $600.
Okay.
Somewhere around there. The Avengers 1 is beautiful. There's a little bit of chipping up here. But the main issue I felt was the tanning. The cover's pretty tan. The interior pages are a little cream.
Okay.
I probably would land on 6.5. I'm thinking 4,000, 4,200, somewhere around there.
It's a little light, but, you know, you're not out of the zip code anyway.
Sorry if he didn't agree with you.
We're close, but I'm looking for 4,600. The color strike on this one in particular.
Okay, he works for CGC. Your opinion don't count.
I'm out of it. I gave you the grades. This is up to you, man.
Thanks, bud.
All right.
Hey, thanks for looking
Take
at
care.
it.
You got it. We have no vested interest in the comic. It doesn't matter to me if Rick buys it or not.
All right, so what's your best price on these?
You know, this one, I don't know if we're gonna get there. I need 900 out of that. I mean, this one, I would do 3,800.
Okay. I think we're way out of the ballpark on that one. So this one's worth around 4,000 bucks. Let me have it for 2,900.
I would like $3,800.
I mean, I'll tell you what. I'll give you 3,200 bucks because if I hold on to it and the next movie does well, I should be able to do well with it. It's more than a fair offer.
Well, I appreciate it, but that leaves open the obvious. Let's meet in the middle at 3,500.
No, it doesn't.
No.
I go 3,200 bucks on it. I mean, that's more than fair. I'm gambling on this next movie being big.
Tell you what, if you come up to 3,300, you got a deal, but I can't go any lower than
No,
that.
3,200 bucks is what I can do. You know, it's anything more just doesn't make sense.
I mean, you're gonna let 100 bucks get in the middle of this deal?
I'm not letting 100 bucks get in the middle of this deal. You are.
I already came down twice. I mean,
it's the best I could do. It really is. I barely go comfortable at 32, much less 33. So if you do the 32, we got a deal.
all right. Well, I appreciate the offer, but I just can't get there.
Okay.
Thanks so
Have
much.
a good one, man.
Yeah, you too. Thanks a lot.
Change your mind. You know where I'm at.
Okay. I think he could have sold that book at the 4,000 to 4,200 range, and I really don't think it would have been in the shop long. So, yeah, I think he missed one on this deal.
Oh, what do we got here?
We have a very rare piece of original comic book art.
Comic book art?
Yep, it's before production, obviously. This is what the artist submits to the comic book.
It looks pretty cool. It's got Batman, Spider-Man, and the Joker.
And the Batmobile. It's very rare because Spider-Man and Batman, those are from two competing companies. We don't typically ever see them in the same comic book.
Okay. Do we got a year by chance?
It was in 1996.
That was right when Batman got bad.
Yeah, that was Val Kilmer.
It's a collaboration between Marvel and DC Comics. The piece doesn't yet have text, so it's unclear exactly what's going on in the piece, but it has a ton of iconic imagery in the comic book world. I'm asking $1,200, and the least that I'm willing to take is $500.
Why do you think Batman would team up with a bum like Spider-Man?
At least Spider-Man actually has some kind of power. Batman just is a rich guy that works out and has cool little toys.
Billion-dollar playboy. That sounds so nice.
I mean, it's definitely cool. Where'd you get it?
I got it on an online auction site probably about 15 years ago.
Okay. So originally, was it a Spider-Man comic or was it a Batman comic?
It was actually a collaboration between both.
Okay, so both companies put out the same comic book?
I believe that is correct.
Okay. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, during this era, Marvel was broke. DC, on the other hand, had made a lot of money licensing out Batman to Warner Brothers. So for them to do a collaboration like this, it only benefited Marvel, and it might have been some kind of rumor DC was talking about buying Marvel at the time.
Right.
It's definitely rare, and this is kind of during the resurgence of comic books. They had died for a long time, and then all of a sudden, about 2 or 3 years before this, Superman died.
Right.
And, you know, it kind of started a whole new generation of kids buying comic books.
Right, exactly.
Batman and Spider-Man are two of the most iconic superheroes of all time. The fact that both of them cross paths in this comic is super cool. I'm sure there's a lot of fans out there just dying to get their hands on some original artwork. I've never heard of this one. I mean, what are you looking to do with it?
Well, I'm thinking about selling it.
Any idea of what you're looking to get out of it?
I think that $1,200 is a fair price.
1,200? Yeah, buddy, I have no idea, to be honest with you, what the thing's worth. I mean, we got a lot of stuff going on here.
You want me to go call in Johnny?
Nah, man, this is more of like an art thing. Call it Brett.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I'll give Brett a call.
All right, man, hang out. I'll be right back, all right?
Thank you. I'm pretty confident that the piece is authentic, so I believe that it will only increase the value of the piece to have an expert actually look at it.
All right, this is what you called me down here for.
A little different than fine art.
Yeah, we've got, what is this, a vintage comic book rendering?
Yeah, the original art for a collaboration between DC and Marvel Comics.
Okay, yeah, you don't see Batman and Spider-Man teaming up too much. It was a little like the old golden age of Hollywood. You'd have like stars that were under contract with like MGM or Universal, and there's no way they could ever go make a picture for a competing studio.
Exactly.
It was kind of like that with Marvel and DC. They were completely autonomous.
Yep.
But yeah, this is pretty cool. Do you know the specifics on this, who the artist was?
Yeah, it was an artist by the name of Mark Bagley, who's known as one of the top 10 Spider-Man artists in the world.
I don't know as much about comic book artists as I do, you know, a lot of fine artists, but I do know that he's very well respected and revered in the comic book art world. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think he worked for both companies for a time.
Correct.
He was the perfect choice. Comic book art has really taken off recently. There's a real interest in superheroes in today's day and age, so people are really into the particular stylings of these various artists. Mark Bagley, it is difficult to find his work out there because most of it is owned by Marvel or DC or the production company he did the work for. So this is kind of an unusual work for me.
So, is it real and what's it worth?
Okay, you know, I'm not an expert on comic books, but I do know the process, and I know this is something that the artist would submit for colorization, and obviously before the copywriters put in the text and all of that, I'm sure there's some kabooms or kapows and things like that. I mean, it's clear that the ink and the blue lines here, the lining has been laid on the paper, and you've got some telltale signs up here in terms of how it was published. You've got all the notations you'd want to see. You know, it's definitely real. I think from a value standpoint, you kind of evaluate it the same way you would a fine art piece, like a painting. You look at it from a quality of composition standpoint. You look for iconic imagery, and this really does have a lot going for it. Obviously, you got two iconic superheroes in Batman and Spider-Man together, which is really unusual. You've got one of the biggest villains of all time in the Joker. I think you've got a one of a kind. So I think to the right collector, you're probably looking $1,500 plus, maybe $2,000.
Okay. Well, Brett, man, you're the best.
Hey,
Thank
my
you.
pleasure. Thanks, chum. It is unusual to see an actual production rendering because it was never intended to be actually out on the market. So to have, a memento or a keepsake from such a famous partnership is pretty cool.
All right, my man. The guys tell me 1,500, maybe on a good day, 2,000 out of it. I'd offer you around 800 bucks.
800? Don't beat me up that bad. If it's worth 15, maybe 2,000, I think 1,200 is a fair price.
Unfortunately, I'm investing my money in a page out of a Spider-Man Batman comic book and not a really nice mutual fund. I'm gonna put that kind of money out on it. I'm gonna want a good return and go 900. I wanna make a little bit more money than that.
Fair, I'd take 1,000.
All right, man, I'll do 1,000.
Thank you.
Show me, you wanna write them up?
Yep. Come on, let's go here.
I think 1,000 is fair. In an ideal market, two serious geeks went at it. Could see it going for more, but I feel it's a fair price.
Awesome.
Came to offer you an opportunity of a lifetime here. I'm going into the pawn shop today to try to sell my life-size Power Ranger. I found it next to a dumpster. I was driving home one night. I thought it was a person. And after checking it out for a while, I could tell that it wasn't, so I went and looked at it, and it turned out to be this Power Ranger.
So what can you tell me about this thing, man?
Well, he's a life-size Power Ranger. He's about 5'8". I think he's made out of fiberglass, and his head comes off.
That's pretty cool. You ever throw him in the car and ride in the carpool lane?
Actually, on the way here.
John, you remember what the Red Power Ranger's name was?
I didn't watch Power Rangers.
You had all the toys and everything. You had the Halloween costume.
So what kind of condition did you find this thing in?
I was pretty beat up, and so I repainted the entire thing red and touched up the gold on the face and the black and the smile. And the coolest part is I put a phone charger in.
Why'd you put a cell phone in it?
Well, it had a hole in its chest, and so I figured it'd be pretty cool to have a phone charger in there.
I don't think it's cool at all. This thing is honestly ridiculous. I mean, I almost want to buy it just to see what my father would say.
So what are you looking to get out of it?
I was hoping $150.
What do you think they cost?
I just don't see it, dude.
It does have the cell phone, though, you know.
I've been working in this place since I was 9 years old, and never once have I had someone walk through the door and say, I need a life-size Red Power Ranger.
You don't think you need it until you see it, though.
I'm sorry, man. It's just not for me. It's just not the right fit for the shop.
Right, man.
Have a good day.
Hey, I can't believe we couldn't make a deal. This Power Ranger's so cool. I'm sure I can sell it online for $150.
Good morning.
What do you have here?
Well, I have this limited edition Chiclet featuring Superman and Batman.
This is pretty cool. I mean, when you think of superheroes, you think of Batman and Superman. What do you like more, though?
Batman.
You know, all you have to do is take away his money, and he's no longer Batman.
Well, I see your point, but if you help me pony up a couple of $1 billion and I can get into shape, we can do this Batman thing.
Not to offend you, but it would probably be easier to get you a couple $1 billion than to get you in Batman shape.
I think at my age, sure. I'm here to sell a Chiclet, which is a high-end lithograph by two of America's most popular comic book artists, Alex Ross and Jim Lee. I'd like to get $1,500 for it.
This is pretty cool, man. Two very iconic artists. Jim Lee would have penciled it down and Alex Ross would have painted it. Jim Lee started out from college, worked at Marvel, left to develop his own company, and then DC bought him out. Then you got Alex Ross. People collect comic books with cover art by Alex Ross because he was such a great artist. Let me take a look at the condition here. I noticed a lot of cracking, and this usually signifies water damage or even sun damage. Let me lay it down here. Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
Not to say that it's completely worthless because of that, but there is some damage on it. So, how much are you looking to get?
$1,500. They only made 100 of these, and this is number 69.
The damage is there, and it is pretty significant. Probably does cut about a third to a half off of the price. Would you take $500 for it?
I would go $1,000.
You know, I can't do it for $1,000. I still would like to buy it though. I'm thinking I could come up to a 7.
Can we just split the difference at 800, call it a day?
I think I could push it to 750, but we're gonna wanna get this varnished and we're gonna wanna have a museum quality glass over this to prevent further damage. I think 750 is gonna be maximum that I can pay for this.
All right, I'll do it.
All right, we got a deal.
Right.
Come on up here, we'll write it up. You can leave it right there.
All right. Well, we land on 750. I guess that's okay. Batman's gonna have to give me some kind of a discount on outfits if I want to use 750 to get any closer to my dream.
We had a comic strip come into the shop. It's a Spider-Man comic strip from the 70s, signed by Stan Lee. So I'm headed down to the Avengers station on the strip right now to meet the creator of Spider-Man, the one and only Stan Lee himself. That's a nice Iron Man suit.
Thank you. Do you have one too?
I would have wore a Spider-Man suit, but it's getting a little tighter than it's supposed to be these days.
Chumley.
Hey.
Sorry, excuse me.
How you doing? Are you just cutting everyone?
Sorry.
No.
I thought I was supposed to meet you outside.
I know. All right, you brought it. So, how much do you want for this again?
I was looking to get 10,000 for it, chum.
You know, if he authenticates it as real, I think I could pay you like 3,500 for it.
Oh.
I don't think it's worth quite 10,000. Maybe on a good day I could get that.
Mary Jane in a bathtub? Come on. I'll tell you what, make it 8. 8,000.
How about 4,200? I mean, that's a lot of money. And
with the snappy banner from Stanley, come on, rock bottom off for 5,000.
you know, even if I buy this from you, I still have to get it authenticated. All right, if he says it's real, I'll do 5,000.
Sounds good.
We'll do on a shake on a deal. All right. Hopefully he says it's real.
Next in line.
Mr. Lee meets Mr. Lee. I mean, this is a great iconic moment. I can't wait. Hey, how you
Hi
doing,
there.
Mr. Lee?
Glad to see you.
Yeah. What brings you into town?
Oh, well, they hadn't seen me in a long time, and I couldn't deprive the people of Las Vegas
Yeah, Las Vegas.
from seeing me.
What's this pin you have on here?
That's my respect pen. The whole purpose of it is to try to get the people of different colors to start respecting each other more, and instead of hostility, to have friendship. And I'm doing my best, and I hope others will wear the pin and do their best too.
I like that. I feel like I've always got that message to your comics anyways.
Tried.
I had a quick question for you, if you don't mind.
I'll give you a quick answer.
All right, I have this comic strip here.
Wow. Oh, this brings back memories. John Romita drew it. He's wonderful.
What we really loved about it was the snappy dialogue.
Well, that's my dialogue. Obviously, it's going to be good.
Wondering if you noticed that signature.
I have a special lens here. Yeah. That's my signature.
So that is your signature, huh?
Oh, no doubt about it. Whose is it? Yours?
That's mine.
You're a lucky guy.
Hey, well, appreciate it.
It was a pleasure seeing you. Good luck to you. Frame it carefully.
Stanley has authenticated the piece.
5,000. All right, I think we got a deal.
And I've made my deal with Chumley. All in all, meeting both of the Lees has really been a great day for me, and I'm very happy.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how's it going? I have this amazing comic book I would like for you guys to check out.
Here, let me see it. Don't you touch that.
Why?
You know what this is? Spider-Man? This isn't just like #1 Spider-Man. This is the first time anybody saw Spider-Man.
Oh.
You have one of the like holy grails of comic books.
Yeah.
Where did you get this?
My brother and I, about 20 years ago, we bought a collection of comic books, and this was just in there.
That's amazing. Oh, you're like the guy who buys the Andy Warhol at a garage sale.
Yeah, pretty much. I came to the pawn shop today to sell one of the most amazing comic books that's ever been. I'm gonna ask $16,000. I think if they'll see the potential of this, I mean, everybody knows Spider-Man with all the movies. I think this is a great opportunity for them to get this item.
Well, if that's real, man, I'll be blown away because The Amazing Spider-Man was the #1 in the series. This is like the introduction to that. It was kind of like the comic books version of a TV pilot. Yeah. You know, they did it, they tested it out, they gave the whole backstory, and I think we all know how well Spider-Man has caught on.
Well, this was a whole new era for comic books.
It's hard to exaggerate how important this thing is. I mean, this is where the entire mega franchise of Spider-Man began. And to collectors, it's practically priceless. I could probably charge people just to look at it.
So do you have any particular amount you're looking for on it?
Yeah, I'd like to sell it for $16,000.
For a comic book?
For this comic book.
You know, it might be worth it. Comic books had their heyday where they were going for obscene amounts of money, and then they dropped. Do you mind if I have a buddy of mine come down and take a look at it? He can give me an idea of what it's worth.
That'd be great.
I mean, to be quite honest with you, I don't even want to be responsible for taking this thing out of the cover. Let me give him a call, and I'll be right back.
That'd be great.
This is one of the most valuable comic books ever, but price tag depends on condition. So I'm gonna need to bring in the big guns to help me out on this one.
Amazing Fantasy 15, man, fantastic. I've seen one in a 9.6 condition go for over $1 million.
That's exactly why I didn't want you to touch it.
So what are your concerns about the book, Corey?
You know, I can tell the difference between a 1 and a 10, but I can't tell the difference between a 4 and a 7.
Yeah. It's apparent we see some chipping here, which is very common with the paper they used back then. It's really tough to duplicate that. Let me just make sure we have all the pages here. This is such a classic page here. High school setting, Peter Parker. He's Midtown High's professional wallflower. So they're kind of poking fun of him. Everything looks intact. Doesn't seem like we're missing any pages. That's great, man.
What do you think?
On a scale of 1 to 10, now I'd put this in the 5 range. Very good to fine condition. Closer to the $6,000 to $7,000 range.
Really? That's way, way less than where I would put it.
Just you got a lot of issues on the cover, and the cover is everything. The $1 million book, you would have had none of this shipping, no stamp, it had no staining, no binding issues, no creases.
Right on, Johnny, I appreciate it.
All right, cool.
I was really shocked when he said $7,000. A condition of fine would be worth a whole lot more than $7,000.
What's your bottom number on the comic?
I mean, I was saying 16, and I would go 13.
13? I mean, the most I'm gonna pay is 7. I mean, so we've got a huge gap there. I can tell you from my experience, this is the worst time in history to be selling comic books.
I could go 11.
You know, with the condition issues that it has, it's just not there for me.
All right, bottom line, 10,000.
You know, man, I hate to lose the comic over $3,000, but I've got to stick at 7. Sorry, man.
All right.
Appreciate it.
I would love to have the superpower of kind of helping someone see things clearly. I think they would have realized this is worth a whole lot more than $7,000.
What do we got here?
I have the first introduction of Thor. It's a Journey into Mystery comic book.
Okay. It's pretty amazing. I know a lot about Thor the God, not really the comic book character.
You know, as far as the comic book character goes, yeah, you have Superman and Spider-Man and the Hulk and all this. And then you have a god.
I'm here at the pawn shop today to sell my Journey into Mystery comic book. What's really special about this particular comic book is it's the first appearance of Thor in a comic book. I've had it for a couple of years now, but I could use the money. I want to start traveling a little bit, so I'm hoping to sell that comic book for about $100,000.
All right, pretty cool. The actual mythical god Thor, he was the god of sacred groves, trees, lightning, thunder, and a few other things.
Yeah, I don't know that much about the comic book character. I just know that's what Thunder was Thor hitting something with his hammer.
So you know when this came out?
I believe around 1962.
Okay. I'm not wearing my glasses, so like who wrote this?
Stanley Story, Jack Kirby, and Steve Ditko art.
The only one I really know about is Stan Lee, who was like, you know, he wasn't an artist, but he was like the most famous story writer for Marvel. You know, he came up with Spider-Man. Obviously, he came up with this, the introduction right there.
Stan Lee's one of those guys, you know, he's probably the most famous comic book guy there ever was or ever will be.
So where'd you get this at?
Oh, my brother.
Okay, he just gave it to you?
Well, he used to draw for Marvel Comics years ago.
All right. Super cool. So you sent it in and got it graded?
I sent it in and got it graded.
And it's got a great rating on it, too. It's got an 8.5. Comic books where they first introduce a character, those ones are always worth money. This one being the introduction of Thor, which is now like a huge part of the Marvel Universe. You definitely have something here. So, I mean, you're looking to sell this?
Yeah, I'd like to sell it.
How much were you looking for?
About $100,000.
$100,000. All right. Man, just think of all those comic books I threw away when I was a kid.
Me too.
I mean, all I can tell you is I'm a little overwhelmed with it. I know a comic book from this era and this grade with the introduction of a character, it's got to be worth a whole lot of money. I just don't know how much.
Right.
So let me have someone take a look at it, and we'll go from there. I mean, we're talking a lot of money here.
That sounds fair.
Yeah, I'll give Steve a call.
Thank you. I'm hoping that the expert will validate my asking price, actually.
What do we have today?
We have Thor.
Well, look at that, huh? Beautiful. So we have the first appearance of Thor, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, of course. Very famous, co-creators of the entire Marvel Universe. And Thor is the 5th character that came along in the Marvel Universe, just after Spidey. Stan did the plot, Jack created the costume. So again, a great year, 1962 for Marvel, breakout year.
Okay, so that was this comic series?
Yes, well, basically, issue 82 through 1 featured suspense, mystery, stories, no superheroes. And then as the superheroes began to grow, instead of like creating a brand new title just for Thor, they just said, okay, why don't we just throw Thor and Journey into Mystery?
Okay, and then soon after that, he got his own comic book.
Yes, in 1966.
All right, now she's asking $100,000 for this.
Ooh. All right, so first things first. CGC is the grading company here. The good thing is they've done the heavy lifting for us. An 8.5 of a book like this. And this book has white pages. That is astounding, which means that somehow this book was stored in an environment where the pages didn't turn brown or off-white. That is a major selling point.
Okay, and what would it retail for?
Right now, if I was to take this book to my store, put a price sticker on it, $60,000.
Well, Steve, man, I appreciate you coming down, buddy.
All right, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All right, well, good luck.
Thank you. It's a lot more than the 12 cents on the cover.
Yeah, definitely a good return on your money. Okay, so what would be your best price on it?
$60,000.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be the smartest business move to buy it for 60 when I could sell it for that. But I'll give you 30. That's cash. You don't have to retail it. You don't have to put it in an auction or anything like that. You don't have to wait a year to get paid.
$50,000.
At $50,000, there's no money in it for me. I mean, if I sell it in here, I got to pay commissions and everything else like that. If I sell it at an auction, there's auction fees. I'll give you 40. 40,000 is a reasonable cash offer. Okay.
Okay, I'll go 40.
All right, sweet.
Thank you.
All right, you want to go write her up?
Yeah, come with me.
Well, I was asking $100,000, but $40,000 is still a good amount of money. So I'm going to help my brother out a little bit with some bills, and then the rest of the money, I'm just gonna go travel.
So I have a collection of Incredible Hulk number 1 through 6 I'd like you to take a look at.
Like the original number 1?
The Silver Age.
When he was gray.
And then he turned green. 14 years ago, I was building my restaurant in Brooklyn, and I found them in the basement behind a whole bunch of trash. I want $40,000. If I get $40,000 today, I'm probably gonna reinvest in more comic books.
From what I understand, Stan Lee couldn't get the inks to line up right on the different pieces of paper, so multiple times in this comic, he's a different color gray. And to make it easier, he just turned him green. But people go crazy to this. I mean, Stan Lee did Fantastic Four, and everybody liked the Thing from Fantastic Four, so he decided he'd make a whole storyline on a different Thing-like kind of creature. They're all in awesome shape, and that's Stan Lee's signature.
Yeah, 5 years ago, I got a chance to meet Stan Lee in Chicago, and I had him sign it.
What I'm a little nervous about is I don't know if it devalued him by having him signed. I mean, Stan Lee signs a lot of stuff. I mean, he's at every Comic Con there is, signing stuff all the time. And when people buy these, pure collectors, they want the actual perfect one. So I don't know if him signing it is gonna be a good thing or a bad thing. You ever have him appraised or have any idea what you're looking to get for him?
I'd like to get 40,000.
40,000. Seems awfully high for comic books that were 12 cents back in the day, but
yeah.
I mean, I'm not a huge collector and I'm not a big comic book store, but I know a guy I can have come down and take a look at them. I don't know if they're gonna be valued at 40 grand.
All right, that'll be great. Corey says he's gonna call in an expert, and I'm excited to hear what the expert has to say. I'm pretty sure that these books are gonna be special and worth a lot of money.
Wow. Hulk 1 through 6, the whole run. Signed by Stan, that's nice.
I mean, I know most collectors, they want these things pristine. Does the signature devalue the comic book?
It depends on who you're selling to, but for the most part, people are gonna love that Stan Lee signed these. You mind if I take a look?
Go ahead, yeah.
All right. The Hulk 1, you got a little tear with some creases up there. Let's see if it's complete. 8 pages to the centerfold where the staples are, and 8 pages after. So normally you might find a book like The Incredible Hulk 1 in like a really low grade, really beat up, ratty. But this is a nice copy. It's complete, it's solid. Strike on the inks is nice. The signature placement's good. This would be the big book. The rest is icing.
Okay, what's it worth?
The Hulk 1 in like a 9.2 or a 9.4, like really high grade, would be like $375,000.
Really? I'm just dumbfounded.
So it's probably around a fine, like a 6.0. So all said and done, I think if I did my math right, probably puts you at about 36,000.
Wish I would have collected my comics.
Yeah, welcome to my world.
Take care, man.
Good to see you, Corey.
Cool. Thank you.
Good luck. Take care.
Yeah, it's great.
For you.
Yeah, that's right.
You know I can't pay you $36,000 for them. I gotta make money.
I was looking to get 40.
My guy said they book out at 36, and I'd have to cut that in half.
The last offer that I got was at 35.
I would run and go grab it. Paying for all these things that close to retail, it's never gonna happen for me.
I understand. I'm really stuck at 40.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pass, man, but thanks for bringing them in. Like I said, they are really cool. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, man. I'm not disappointed. I was excited to at least have them evaluated by a professional, and probably just gonna hold on to them for a little bit longer and sell them when the time is right.
Hello.
Hey,
What do you got here?
I have my uncle's comic book collection. He passed away, and this was handed down to me.
They're all comic books?
All comic books.
This is pretty cool. Is there anything good in here?
I have no idea.
All right, how many boxes do we have here?
I have 7. This is actually only half of his collection. My brother inherited the other half.
Well, hopefully you got the good half.
I hope so. I'm at the pawn shop because where else are you gonna take 7 boxes of comic books and sell them? I'm hoping that they're really valuable, but I don't have the time to go through them all. If I sell the comic books, I'm probably gonna spend the money taking my kids on vacation.
Okay, there's some pretty cool stuff in here. Dracula, I know you've heard of Dracula. Lord of the Vampires. The Avengers are so hot right now, they have so many movies. I think this is the first one that Rogue made an appearance in. It's pretty cool.
It looks like a bunch of paper to me.
What do you mean, bro? Have you ever heard of Doctor Strange?
No, but I'm looking at Strange.
Well, Doctor Strange should be worth a few $100 on its own. I wonder what else you got in here. Oh, the X-Force. Issue 2. This is like one of the first couple times Deadpool made his appearance in a comic book.
Dude, you acting like you're an expert in this.
Whatever, bro.
You better get somebody down here that knows what they're talking about.
Dude, I don't need Paul. These are comic books.
He's a comic book expert?
I may not know everything about comic books, but these comics are priced between $0.25 and 75 cents per book, which means I can date them back to the 70s or 80s, which means they're from the Bronze Age of comics, and bronze is only 2 steps away from gold. And there's 7 boxes of these babies. Sometimes you can just fill the deal. Enough of negative Nancy over there. I think you have a pretty cool collection. What exactly are you looking to get for him?
I'd like to get $2,000.
Well, I can tell you that ain't gonna happen. Even if there's $2,000 worth of comics here, it's gonna take a lot of time to go through all these boxes. I'm gonna have to find that diamond in the rough. But with that being said, you know, pretty sure I can. I'll give you $50 a box. That's $350.
Can you do 500?
Would you go $450 on them?
500 is gonna be the lowest I can go.
I don't know. What do you think?
I don't want no parts of this if you don't call Paul down here.
Life is about chances, and sometimes you just gotta take them. I'm gonna do the 500. I'm gonna show everyone what an expert I really am.
I know there's gonna be some good stuff in here.
Meet you right over there to write it up.
Thank you. I'm taking the $500 because I don't want to carry the comic books out of here.
This is how you do it, Antoine. This is how you make a name for yourself in this business. When these are gonna be worth $5 grand, I'm gonna be the one who gets the reward.
What did you two buy?
I didn't buy anything. Leave it up to your expert.
I bought these comics for $500.
When did you become an expert on comic books?
I only worked at the pawn shop for almost 15 years.
So just do me a favor and do call someone who knows something about comic books and find out if I just lost money.
Yeah, like Paul.
Watch. You just watch.
All right, guys.
His Paul's.
All right. Hey, that's a nice little stack we got there.
Yeah, I pulled about 18 books. Some really cool stuff.
Yeah, duh.
You got First Taskmaster, First Nova, Red Hulk, some good stuff. There's Doctor Strange in there.
Yep. I said it pretty good.
All right, the big question, what are they worth?
This stack I pulled is probably, you know, there's about $200 retail.
And the other couple hundred pounds of comic books are worth?
About 5 cents a book if you're lucky. It's like, it's common stuff. There's nothing high grade, nothing that's really worth getting certified.
How many of them are there?
300 in a box, so 2,100.
2,100 nickels.
I'm not good at math, but it seems like it's more than 500.
So you spent $500 on some comic books I'll be lucky to get like 180 bucks out of, and 7 boxes of the recyclable paper. So they're basically worthless.
No, they're not worthless.
Thanks for stopping by, man.
Anytime.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Take care.
Thanks for the bad news. I mean, you gotta find the silver lining here, Rick. We put a box of these on the floor, put like $1 price tag on them, and then parents buy them for their kids when they come in here to, you know, pawn something. And
In a couple years, I might get my money back.
hey, sometimes investments are made over the long run. You kids these days want all this instant satisfaction. I need to go home.
Chum.
So what do we have here?
I got these 2 items here, a Thor hammer and helmet.
Well, clearly it's a replica because it didn't shatter my glass.
I don't know. It looks like Thor's hammer to me. Oh, jeez. I think it might be real.
I'm at the pawn shop today, looking to sell my Thor helmet and hammer. So I bought a storage unit, and when I went in, I found these helmet and hammer. I believe that these are casted off the original pieces that were used in the movie. These things are in pristine condition. I'm hoping to get $8,000 for my Thor hammer and helmet.
Wow, this is cool, Big Hoss. Thor was first introduced in the Marvel Comics in 1962, and then in 1963, he was one of the founding members of the Avengers, which today the Avengers is the biggest movie franchise in superhero history and possibly one of the biggest movie franchises ever in history, period. Let me take a look here. Let me see. Let's see how this looks, Big Hoss. You look like Thor.
Dude, just, no, get this off me.
Hold on, pick the hammer up.
There it is.
Dude,
All right,
I know what your next Halloween costume is.
No.
I see you have some boxes over there that say EFX on them.
Yes.
Lift that up, Big Hoss, and see if it says EFX on the bottom.
Yes, it does.
Okay, so that's really cool. EFX is a company that is known for making replica movie props and things like that. So these would have been molded from the original props used in the movie. So that's also why they look so good. And most of this stuff sells out instantly or very shortly after it's released because the collectible market for this stuff is huge. What are you looking to do with them?
Possibly selling them.
And how much are you looking to get?
Probably around $8,000.
$8,000?
Listen, that sounds way, way high, but I do think you have some value here. Since you started so high, I'm gonna start so low. How about 700?
That's pretty low.
Give me a number we can both work with here.
$6 grand.
1,500.
$4 grand.
Most I can do, absolute most, 2 grand, and that's a firm, fair offer.
All right.
2 grand?
I'll go 2 grand.
All right, let's go write it out.
All right.
If I lose money on this, this is going right upside his head.
Recently, Chum decided to buy replicas of Thor's hammer and helmet for the Marvel movies. He paid $2,000 for the pair and promises me that the shop will make money off it, but I'm a little skeptical. So I'm taking these over to Steve at Rogue Toys so he can check them out, and hopefully this is Asgard as it gets.
Hey, Rick.
Hey, Steve.
What do you got here?
I'm not exactly sure. Chum purchased these, and he spent a lot of money on them. Chum swears he knows what he's doing, but then again, he never says he doesn't know what he's doing. So I just have no idea what they're worth, and I just need to know if I need to walk back over there and use the hammer on Chum.
Well, you know, what you got here, these are from a company called EFX. They're a high-end prop replica company. So they got exclusive access to the props from on camera, and what they're able to do with them is mold exact replicas of what you would have seen on screen. So both of these items are considered screen accurate and highly, highly desirable to collectors.
Okay.
This is a great item for the shop because they only made 250 of the helmets and they only made 250 of the hammers. And you know, whenever you have something that's really desirable and a huge collector base like Marvel has, it's usually a recipe for success. So I don't know what Chum paid for them. I hope he didn't overpay.
Well, he paid $2,000 for them.
I've seen individually these pieces go between $2,500 and $3,000 a piece. For the pair, I would say you'd have no problem in getting $6,000 for both of them.
Okay. I guess Chum did well. Thanks, man. I just wanted to make sure.
Awesome pieces, man. Thanks for bringing them over.
Okay, no problem.
All right, see you later.
In the meantime, I'm gonna go find something for my grandson.
All right, thanks, Rick.
I got a couple of vintage comic books for you. First one here is Avengers #1. That's what started the movie craze that you know today. And then over here, we've got a giant-size X-Men #1.
Yeah, and what happened with the X-Men is just all the movies. I mean, I think there's been like 7 of them, right?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Okay, and the Avengers came out a few years ago, and my 11-year-old son literally told me the Avengers was the greatest movie ever made.
There you go. So I came down to the pawn shop today to sell my Avengers #1 and giant-size X-Men #1 comic books. Yeah, comic books, I think it's the sense of nostalgia and freedom, a time of innocence, plus all those bright colors. I mean, who could resist that? On the giant-size X-Men one, I'm asking $1,200. On the Avengers one, I'm asking for $4,600. The least I would take is $3,300.
Where did you get these?
Well, this actually came from an original owner collection out in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
This one actually came by way of a trade for some original art.
Okay, cool. And so Stan Lee did the story in this one, right?
Yeah, he formed a lot of the groups, the Fantastic Four, the Avengers. Those were all his ideas.
Yeah, it's comic books are a little weird. People see like the #1 sitting right here, and they'll think it's the first X-Men, but it's not.
That's correct.
Because you'll have like a #1 Amazing Spider-Man, a #1 Spectacular Spider-Man, but this is definitely the first Avengers that ever took place.
That's exactly right. And you know, back to this one too. I mean, that's the new X-Men lineup. Wolverine and a lot of the characters that are known today. The rest, as they say, is history. It's an extremely popular franchise.
Vintage comic books can be worth a lot of money, and these have the vibe of something special. But comic book collecting can be really tricky, so you have to be really careful when you're dealing with stuff like this because you can get burned. And what grade are you calling these?
This one's, I believe, is a fine plus to a very fine, between a 6.5 and a 7.0. It presents in near mint condition. And this one's in the same range, maybe slightly better. I think this is a fine, very fine, maybe a 7.0 to 7.5 right in there.
Okay. How much you want for him?
Well, this one, I'm looking for $4,600.
Okay.
And on the giant size X-Men, $1,200.
All right. You can grade them at one thing, and I can grade them at another thing, and all that means nothing in the real world because you got to have a real grading company grade them. I have a friend that works for CGC.
Okay.
Let me have him grade them because it makes a world of difference what they're graded at.
100% agreed.
Let me go give him a call. I'll get him down here, and he will look at them. Okay?
Sounds great.
All right. Hang out for a little bit.
Right up. Thank you. As far as CGC coming in and checking out my books, I would welcome it because I think it's going to validate the grades that I assign to the books.
Like I said on the phone, Avengers #1.
Wow, man.
And the giant size X-Men. I know this one's cool, but this one's really cool.
Yeah, Giant Size X-Men 1, 1975, has some of my favorite first appearances. Nightcrawler, Colossus, Storm, some dude named Wolverine, it's his second appearance. Some people have heard of him. But man, in Avengers 1, that's a thing of beauty. This came out in September 1963. Marvel had gone through some tough times, and with Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, they were really starting to have a rebirth with superheroes. And Avengers 1 just took all of these characters that had their own books and brought them all together as a superhero team. Stan Lee and Jack Kirby brought all of their popular characters together because Daredevil 1 was actually supposed to ship that month, but Bill Everett was late on his layouts. So real quick, they concocted the Avengers with their existing characters, boom, put it out, and now it's a billion-dollar franchise.
He wants to sell them to me, and I don't know what the grade's gonna come out. The front of it looks nice, but...
Yeah, the front cover looks beautiful. What I need to do is take them back. I need to count the pages, check for restoration, you know, and then I just count the defects in my head, and, you know, a magic grade spits out my mouth.
That's the science of it?
Yeah. That's the science of it.
Okay, you want me to show you where the conference room's at?
Yeah, sure, that sounds great.
You got it. I'm really excited to find out what these comic books are worth. And I know for a fact they're definitely worth more than anything Chum has.
So what do we got here, man?
I have a couple comic books signed by Stan Lee and 2 original sketches signed by Stan Lee. These right here are the only 2 known sketches that Stan Lee has ever drawn.
Whoa.
You all right, Chum?
I think my spider senses are tingling.
I came to the pawn shop today to sell my sketches and comic books signed by Stan Lee. The sketches are one of a kind. I would hope I might be able to get $10,000, $15,000 out of them so I can afford a trip to Comic-Con and maybe even buy a couple other comic books.
So where'd you get these?
I got these at the Comic-Con in Chicago back in 1991. Stan Lee was kind of just sitting over there at a table by himself, and I said, "Would you sign this?" And he signed it. I said, "Hey, would you draw a sketch for me?" And he said, "I created Spider-Man, and I'm a writer, but I don't draw Spider-Man. But I'll tell you what, if you want to draw Spider-Man, all you do is you make a circle, then you put a couple lines in here, and he drew Spider-Man." So I went back the next year, and I asked him if he would do it again, and he did that, and he said, "But don't ever ask me to do it again."
Stan Lee is one of the biggest names in comic book history. As editor of Marvel, he created Spider-Man, the Incredible Hulk, Iron Man, and the Avengers. Comic book fans just love this guy. So you got these each time you met Stan Lee?
Yeah, I have reproduction of Amazing Fantasy 15, which is where Spider-Man was born. And this, I just grabbed anything with Spider-Man and Marvel on it to make sure it was something that he did, and that's where I got this.
All right, Spider-Man, he is one of the biggest comic book people of all times. I mean, there is tons of people out there that actually collect this stuff. But typically, his signature isn't worth much. Marvel Comics is pretty much a billion-dollar company now, but mid to late 90s, this guy was probably fairly close to broke. It was kind of hard to sell comic books at the time, and this guy would show up to just about anywhere they would pay him.
Right.
If you were willing to buy Stan Lee a plane ticket and give him $1,000, he would show up at your comic book store. So I'm sure he signed thousands of items. That being said, I don't know how rare these 2 drawings are gonna be. Maybe these are the only 2 Spider-Mans that he ever drew.
I haven't seen any anywhere, and I would think if he was drawing 100 of them a day for 3 or 4 years that these things would be on the internet somewhere.
I'll tell you what, man. I got a guy who would know.
Okay.
Let me give him a call. He'll come down and shed some light on these.
Well, then let's call in your guy. We'll find out.
All right, cool.
I really think that this is the only 2 known sketches of Stan Lee drawing Spider-Man. I'm glad that someone's going to be able to come in and finally tell me what these things are worth.
Wow. There's no bigger name in comics than Stan Lee. You know, imagine the world of comics without Spider-Man. You know, Fantastic Four, Iron Man, Hulk.
The Marvel Universe.
Exactly. I mean, without Stan Lee, who knows where it would be today. Not only did he come up with these really cool superheroes, he brought reality to superheroes. I mean, guys like Spider-Man, you know, working a job and having a girlfriend, and he brought a more of a human feel to these superhero characters. Well, Stan Lee created Spider-Man in '62. This is the first appearance of Spider-Man here in Amazing Fantasy 15. But this is, of course, a reprint here, which really doesn't have a whole lot of value. We got Stan Lee's signature on that. I've seen his signature hundreds of times. Everything looks right. These are really neat. You got the sketches. It's really rare to see him do anything like that. I mean, this isn't what Stan Lee does. I mean, he's done just about everything else connected to Marvel, but as far as an artist, that's just not who Stan Lee is.
So, Johnny, big question. What do you think this stuff's worth?
Well, we got 4 Stan Lee signatures, we got 2 on comic books, and we got 2 of the sketches, which are significant, you know, definitely add to the value, make it very unique and easy to sell. It's a huge name connected to Marvel Comics. I would put a price on everything, anywhere from $800 to $1,000 for the group.
Ooh, for the entire group?
That's it? Really? If these are so rare and he hardly ever does it, why is the value so low?
Unfortunately, there's a lot of Stan Lee signatures. He does the circuit. He does a lot of the Comic Cons. I would put a value of Stan Lee's signature anywhere from, you know, 75 to maybe $100.
Right.
This one here, it probably doubles the value of his signature. This one here, I would say it'd probably triple the value.
So you'd still consider this a signature, not a piece of art?
This isn't like a comic strip, or this isn't something that was published. This is just, you know, basically a unique addition to the signature.
All right.
Johnny, man, you're the best.
All right, no problem. Even though you don't see a sketch done by Stan Lee almost never, this isn't artwork that was published, but, you know, I believe his signature's gonna probably go up in value later on. I mean, he's approaching 90 years old, but at this point in time, it's a pretty good price for what he had.
All right, so I would give you $500.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna have to be the guy that has to, you know, actually sell them either as a group or individually, and...
Yeah, I understand. It's kind of like I have too much sentimental value to these from my childhood to let them go for that. I kind of hoped that they were a lot more valuable. They are rare, but they're just not valuable.
Like I said, you got $500 here.
Well, unfortunately, it looks like we're not going to be able to make a deal. It just means too much to me personally, so.
All right, man.
I
Take
appreciate
care.
it, thank you. I really was hoping that I'd be able to get rid of these today and afford my trip, but I'm gonna just take the items home, and I think that it's something that I'll be able to keep and pass down someday.
Hey, so exactly what is this? We know it's Spider-Man, but...
That's a life-size limited edition from Blockbuster.
Okay, well, I thought my spidey sense was tingling a little bit.
I'm here at the pawn shop today to sell my limited edition life-size Spider-Man. This was a display used in Blockbuster stores. I picked it up a few years back. I love the fact that it's life-size. It's about 5.5 feet tall, and it's actually a pretty good replica. I was looking to get like $1,500 for it. I've seen a few of them selling for that price.
I think it's super cool. This was the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. It was the first movie that did over $100 million in its opening weekend, and it just turned into a massive franchise. Do you know where it originated or anything like that?
I guess they came out of Blockbuster.
Okay. I mean, you know, they would put this inside a Blockbuster. It's a promotional item. You know, you'd have little kids come in there and they'd see this. You know, let's rent Spider-Man, let's rent Spider-Man. And then they probably sold them or, you know, they gave them away in contests and stuff like that. But we all know what eventually ended up happening at Blockbuster.
Yeah.
In 2000, the CEO of Blockbuster turned down buying Netflix for $50 million. And 20 years later, Blockbuster is bankrupt and Netflix is worth $140 billion.
That was a poor decision.
And it's in relatively decent shape for being almost 20 years old. This rubbery stuff, you can tell that it's getting old.
Yeah, it's been around for a while.
And you said it was a limited edition?
Yes, yeah, number 2780 out of, I think, 4,600.
Okay. I love it when they say 4,600 is a limited edition. Now, how much do you want for this thing?
I was thinking about 1,500.
I bet you would. Okay. I'll give you $500 for it.
500.
It's cool and everything like that, but it's not that limited edition, okay? There's probably a lot of them out there. There's a little bit of damage.
Come on, work with me. Just maybe $600?
550.
575?
550.
All right, I'll do it.
All right, sweet. So just cruise right over there to the pawn counter. We'll do some paperwork. I'll get you paid.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Yep. I'm just your friendly neighborhood pawnbroker.
Hey, how can I help you?
I actually have a comic book that I'm interested in selling today. I was wondering if you can take a look at it for me.
Yeah, let me see what you got there. The Amazing Spider-Man, signed by Stan Lee. Spider-Man Goes Mad. I definitely know it's old because it says 12 cents right there.
Okay.
And if I know one thing, it's if you have a comic that costs 12 cents, look it up before you throw it away.
I'm at the pawn shop today to try to sell my Amazing Spider-Man comic. I had this comic book from when I was a kid, and I was just lucky that I got the chance to get this comic signed by Stan Lee. I'm hoping to get $1,200 for the comic book. If I get what I'm asking for, I'm hoping that I can start moving towards my passion of graphic design and hopefully get to draw my own comic books one day.
Sweet. This is an early Spider-Man, and this would have been something that Stan Lee probably had a part in writing. Stan Lee is the creator of Spider-Man, and the cool thing about Spider-Man is that he was a high school kid, and he struggled with the same kind of things that your average high school kids struggle with. You know, he was insecure, he was not sure about himself.
Right.
I really think Spider-Man was made so that your average kid could relate to Spider-Man, they could read this comic, and they could start to feel good about themselves. Well, it's definitely a good one. I mean, besides the fact it's already graded, it's a Stan Lee signature series. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but it's signed by Stan Lee, so this is pretty cool. Let's take a little closer look at it. But yeah, I see a little chip on the corner right there. Maybe would have got just a little bit better of a grade, maybe 0.1 or 2.
Okay.
What are you looking to do with it?
I'm honestly looking to get about $1,200 for it.
Okay, well, it's a really cool comic and it's graded, so it's not gonna be hard to figure out what the comic itself is worth. Stan Lee's autograph, that's a whole nother story.
All right.
I would like to have someone come down, take a look at it, make sure they agree with the grade, and tell me what he thinks this would sell for in his store. We can go from there.
All right, I got time.
Give me just a few minutes, all right?
Thanks. I'm a little worried that the expert might devalue the comic book because it's not a milestone issue or anything, but it is signed by Stan Lee, so I'm feeling like it's got a little bit of juice to it.
Hey, how are we doing today?
Well, it's the Amazing Spider-Man, so I guess my day is amazing as usual.
All right.
It's signed by Stan Lee, so I thought at least it was worth having you come down and taking a look at it.
All right, well, let's take a look. The good thing about this is it is Stan Lee's signature series book.
What exactly is that? Because I've seen those before, but I don't really know what it is.
Well, the CGC have done the signature books for a long time. But a couple of years ago, they actually began doing a signature series specifically for special icons. Of course, Stan's an icon. It's a Stan Lee signature series book. It has his little face and signature on it, emblazoned. And of course, there's an extra charge for that.
So it says 24th of May. Does that mean the 24th issue in May? Or how do I tell the date of this comic book?
All right, so it's Amazing Spider-Man 24, okay? The 565 is May 1965. The date underneath it says signed by Stan on 11/18/2016.
Okay.
So you got the two dates, the signature date and the date that the original book came out.
So how much is it worth?
Well, the good thing is that it's a Stan Lee signature series book. So there's $200 built into this book right away. Then we have to ascertain what is the value above that. The good thing is that most of the hard work's been done. It's been graded. Unfortunately, it's only a 6.5. So 6.5 is a medium grade. In issue 24, there isn't really much going on. I hate to say it. If it was like a Green Goblin or a nice Dr. Octopus, you know, it would have been nice. Now, this book, to have any value, this book would have to be like a 9.0 or a 9.2. So the value of the book, I think on a good day, this is a $500 book.
Well, I appreciate you coming down.
You know, it's always a pleasure.
All right, thank you.
See you later.
Well, you heard what Steve had to say.
Yeah, that's a lot lower than I was expecting, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta go with what he says. I could offer you about 300 for it.
Man, that's real low. You sure you can't do at least like 8?
If it helps out, I could go 350.
You sure you can't do at least like 500?
No, you know, that's what I'm gonna expect to get for it. So I could do 350 and that leaves me a good enough room for profit.
Yeah, I guess I could do 350.
All right, let's go write it up.
All right. Even though I didn't get what I was asking for, at least it's better than slinging it on the web.
What do we got here?
Well, I got something I think you guys are really gonna enjoy.
Yes, I will. That's a first edition Spider-Man.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it was given to me as a gift from my brother-in-law for a wedding. I've had it for a couple years and I need to sell it. I mean, I don't know much about comic books, but it's worth a lot of money, I know that.
12 cents, man. It says right on it.
That's not enough. I came down to the pawn shop today to sell my first edition Spider-Man comic book. I really don't know much about it. My brother-in-law is the comic book expert. You know, he's kind of nerdy, but I'm really hoping his nerdiness pays off here.
I mean, Spider-Man was pretty much a spin-off of the Fantastic Four. He kind of came out of that. And of course, 1960s, everybody was afraid of nuclear bombs, all that stuff. So what else better than a radioactive spider to give somebody his powers?
Yeah, Spider-Man has like spider sense, kind of psychic, and he shoots web out. It's pretty dope.
I mean, he's like stronger than the average person too, right?
Maybe than you, but I think me and him should be about equal.
Spider-Man was groundbreaking. I mean, he was the first teenage superhero. His alter ego, Peter Parker, even had typical teenage problems like pimples and homework. So the kids reading him could really relate. So it helped Spider-Man become super popular. You kind of got me in a quandary here, though. You brought me something in that could be worth anywhere from $350,000 to $600.
Okay.
And it's somewhere in between there. You've got a little bit of writing on there. Someone drew on it in pen. Technically, your brother-in-law should have had it graded before he gave it to you, and I'm not a comic book grader. There's over 100 grades that it could be. Anywhere from a 0 to a 10, and there's 9.5s and all the way down.
Okay.
Let me call a buddy of mine up. He might be able to give me an idea what the grade is on it.
That'd be great.
All right.
Thanks.
This comic book definitely isn't in mint condition, but it's such a rare book that's definitely worth having it graded just to find out what it's worth. So, Johnny, check this out, man. I've got an ungraded first edition Spider-Man.
Wow, this is amazing. The guys usually call me down to take a look at a piece if they want to know more about it or if they want to know the value of it as well. Well, it's definitely a significant book. I mean, this is from the Silver Age, 1963. This is a Jack Kirby cover of this book. Stan Lee wrote this. This is his second appearance of Spider-Man. The first appearance was Amazing Fantasy 15. These don't come up very often. This is back when people rolled up these books and hit flies with them, and it was before people knew this stuff was collectible. And with all the blockbuster movies that are coming out, I mean, this stuff's gotten really hot. Amazing Spider-Man is highly sought after. I mean, this is from early 60s. They didn't get taken care of. The few that survived, condition is everything. Do you mind if I take a closer look at the book?
Please do.
I've seen these books sell anywhere from $40,000 to $100,000 to $1,000, just depending on the condition of the book. The binding looks good. The color looks great. I don't see no water damage. And everything looks period to the time.
But it's got the one little scribble right there, which is gonna knock it away from mint.
You know, that affects the value. After looking at the book, I would put a grade like fine minus to fine plus. I would value this book anywhere from $6,000 to $7,000 in this condition.
Excellent, thank you.
Johnny, thanks a lot, man.
No problem.
I've seen some of the high-grade comics go for over $1 million. Unfortunately, this one has some issues. In order for it to be a mint-condition comic book, it needs to be basically bought at the comic shop and kept in a cool, dark place, untouched.
Okay, so now that you heard that, what do you want for it?
Yeah, you said $6,000 to $7,000. How about $5,500?
No. No way, no how. You've had it for a while. I'm assuming you tried to sell it to somebody before you tried to bring it to me. I'm gonna offer you around $3,000 for it.
How about $5,000?
It's not a fast sell. It's not like I just call somebody up and they come down here and buy it. I mean, I actually have to work to sell it.
How about 4,500? I mean, from what he told us so far.
I'll do $4 grand, no more.
4,250. I mean, let's meet in the middle with me.
38.
We'll go to 41.
39.
How about 4,000?
All right, 4,000.
Excellent, thank you. Hey, at the end of the day, I got $4,000, and I'm happy. I could really use the money.
2 stacks, 4 Rex.
Thank you very much.
Hey, what's up, man? I got these comic books from a friend of mine. He mailed them to me, and he wants me to come in here and sell them.
All right, let's see what you got here. Dennis the Menace. Standard comics, 10 cents.
Yeah, it's the first edition.
This is pretty cool. I mean, everyone knows Dennis the Menace. He's a young boy named Dennis, and he's a menace.
I'm here to sell some comic books for a friend. He lives in Alaska, so he couldn't sell them up there. He sent me 3 comic books. One's Amazing Spider-Man, one is Betty and Me, and the other one is Dennis the Menace, #1. He wants to get $1,000 for each comic book, so $3,000 total.
All right, this is pretty cool. Betty and Me. This is just a spin-off of the Archie comics.
Yep.
I mean, they had all kinds of Archie spin-offs. And what do we have here?
Yeah, Spider-Man right here.
The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
This is the first Spider-Man the Green Goblin was in, I think,
Yeah,
right?
that's what it says.
Wow, just wait till you see the Green Goblin. Spider-Man's pretty cool. I think it's like iconic. It's done several different movie franchises. And the comic's been around for longer than I can remember, years and years before I was ever born.
You know?
But I think Dennis the Menace is probably my favorite story because, I mean, growing up as a kid, you would watch the cartoon, they even made movies, and Dennis was just like your neighborhood kid who would run around and get in any kind of trouble he could find. And
totally.
kind of reminds me of myself when I was a kid, just running around, taking the neighbors off, getting in any trouble I could find. Comics are tricky. Most of them aren't worth anything, but every once in a while you find a needle in a haystack. And although these seem pretty unique, I can't tell you how much they're worth, but I'm definitely interested in. What did you think you wanted to do with these?
Well, I want to sell them. He asked me to get 1,000 apiece.
Okay. Honestly, I don't know the value of these comics. I'm imagining these ones aren't worth 1,000, but they very well could be. They probably are worth, you know, a few $100s each. But this Spider-Man, I mean, it could be worth 1,000, it could be worth 5,000. I really don't know. I would like to make you an offer on these, but I want to have my comic expert come down and take a look at them.
Okay.
I don't want to start playing with him if he tells me this is a $10,000 comic. All right, give me a minute and I'll go call him.
Cool, take your time. He's calling an expert right now, and hopefully we can get a good quote. He's gonna come in and check him out, and hopefully my friend can make a bunch of dough.
We have a very rare piece of original comic book art.
Comic book art?
Yep, it's before production, obviously. This is what the artist submits to the comic book.
It looks pretty cool. It's got Batman, Spider-Man, and the Joker.
And the Batmobile. It's very rare because Spider-Man and Batman, those are from 2 competing companies. We don't typically ever see them in the same comic book.
Okay. Do we got a year by chance?
It was in 1996.
That was right when Batman got bad.
Yeah, that was Val Kilmer.
It's a collaboration between Marvel and DC Comics. The piece doesn't yet have text, so it's unclear exactly what's going on in the piece, but it has a ton of iconic imagery in the comic book world. I'm asking $1,200, and the least that I'm willing to take is $500.
Why do you think Batman would team up with a bum like Spider-Man?
At least Spider-Man actually has some kind of power. Batman just is a rich guy that works out and has cool little toys.
Billion-dollar playboy. That sounds so nice.
I mean, it's definitely cool. Where'd you get it?
I got it on an online auction site probably about 15 years ago.
Okay. So originally, was it a Spider-Man comic or was it a Batman comic?
It was actually a collaboration between both.
Okay, so both companies put out the same comic book?
I believe that is correct.
Okay. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, during this era, Marvel was broke. DC, on the other hand, had made a lot of money licensing out Batman to Warner Brothers. So for them to do a collaboration like this, it only benefited Marvel, and it might have been some kind of rumor DC was talking about buying Marvel at the time.
Right.
It's definitely rare, and this is kind of during the resurgence of comic books. They had died for a long time, and then all of a sudden, about 2 or 3 years before this, Superman died.
Right.
And, you know, it kind of started a whole new generation of kids buying comic books.
Right, exactly.
Batman and Spider-Man are two of the most iconic superheroes of all time. The fact that both of them cross paths in this comic is super cool. I'm sure there's a lot of fans out there just dying to get their hands on some original artwork. I've never heard of this one. I mean, what are you looking to do with it?
Well, I'm thinking about selling it.
Any idea of what you're looking to get out of it?
I think that $1,200 is a fair price.
$1,200? Yeah, buddy, I have no idea, to be honest with you, what the thing's worth. I mean, we got a lot of stuff going on here.
You want me to go call in Johnny?
Nah, man, this is more of like an art thing. Call it Brett.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I'll give Brett a call.
All right, man, hang out. I'll be right back, all right?
Thank you. I'm pretty confident that the piece is authentic, so I believe that it will only increase the value of the piece to have an expert actually look at it.
All right, this is what you called me down here for.
A little different than fine art.
Yeah, we've got, what is this, a vintage comic book rendering?
Yeah, the original art for a collaboration between DC and Marvel Comics.
Okay, yeah, you don't see Batman and Spider-Man teaming up too much. It was a little like the old golden age of Hollywood. You'd have like stars that were under contract with like MGM or Universal, and there's no way they could ever go make a picture for a competing studio.
Exactly.
It was kind of like that with Marvel and DC. They were completely autonomous.
Yep.
But yeah, this is pretty cool. Do you know the specifics on this, who the artist was?
Yeah, it was an artist by the name of Mark Bagley, who's known as one of the top 10 Spider-Man artists in the world.
I don't know as much about comic book artists as I do, a lot of fine artists, but I do know that he's very well respected and revered in the comic book art world. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think he worked for both companies for a time.
Correct.
He was the perfect choice. Comic book art has really taken off recently. There's a real interest in superheroes in today's day and age, so people are really into the particular stylings of these various artists. Mark Bagley, it is difficult to find his work out there because most of it is owned by Marvel or DC or the production company he did the work for. So this is kind of an unusual work for me.
So, is it real and what's it worth?
Okay, I'm not an expert on comic books, but I do know the process, and I know this is something that the artist would submit for colorization. And obviously before the copywriters put in the text and all of that, I'm sure there's some kabooms or kapows and things like that. I mean, it's clear that the ink and the blue lines here, the lining has been laid on the paper, and you've got some telltale signs up here in terms of how it was published. You've got all the notations you'd want to see. It's definitely real. I think from a value standpoint, you kind of evaluate it the same way you would a fine art piece, like a painting. You look at it from a quality of composition standpoint. You look for iconic imagery, and this really does have a lot going for it. Obviously, you got two iconic superheroes in Batman and Spider-Man together, which is really unusual. You've got one of the biggest villains of all time in the Joker. I think you've got a one of a kind. So I think to the right collector, you're probably looking $1,500 plus, maybe $2,000.
Okay. Well, Brett, man, you're the best.
Hey,
Thank you.
my pleasure. Thanks, chum. It is unusual to see an actual production rendering because it was never intended to be actually out on the market. So to have a memento or a keepsake from such a famous partnership is pretty cool.
All right, my man. The guy's telling me $1,500, maybe on a good day, $2,000 out of it. I'd offer you around $800.
800? Don't beat me up that bad. If it's worth 15, maybe 2,000, I think 1,200 is a fair price.
Unfortunately, I'm investing my money in a page out of a Spider-Man Batman comic book and not a really nice mutual fund. I'm gonna put that kind of money out on it. I'm gonna want a good return, and go 900. I want to make a little bit more money than that.
Fair, I'd take 1,000.
All right, man, I'll do 1,000.
Thank you.
Show me, you want to round them up?
Yep. Come on, let's go here.
I think 1,000 is fair. In an ideal market, two serious geeks went at it. Could see it going for more, but I feel it's a fair price.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, what I have here is a Todd McFarlane original comic book page from Amazing Spider-Man, and so help me, this is as good as it gets.
Awesome.
I came to the pawn shop today to sell my original artwork of Todd McFarlane Spider-Man page. As far as how much this page is worth, I'm going to ask $20K. If you look at the composition, you see you got this diagonal with the Spideys, and it's counterbalanced by the Venom. And then right smack in the middle, you have this really terrific image of Spider-Man.
Todd McFarlane was a really good cartoonist. He did a lot for Spider-Man. Todd McFarlane didn't create Spider-Man, but his series for Marvel in the early 90s totally reinvented it. Hey, it looks authentic. You can tell it's been inked. He's got his little notes on there. And his signature looks pretty good. Do you have any paperwork with it?
Well, in reference to any paperwork, the answer is no. I bought off the man himself at the Dallas Fantasy Fair, and I've had it now for the past 20 years.
I really wish you had just something saying where it came from. So what were you looking to get out of it?
I'm looking for 20K.
That's a lot of Ks.
You know, I don't know where you came up with 20,000 at. I've seen them sell for 3,000, and those come with a lot more than what you're giving me right here. So, I mean, my offer would be around $1,000.
2 or 3 years ago, there was a very similar piece. That page went for 10K, and do I feel that this page is worth double? Well, yeah, I really and truly feel it is.
Unfortunately, what we have here is a piece of art that's going to be worth more to you than it is to anybody else in the world, and I can respect that and I can understand it. But 20K, boss, without a C of A or anything else with it, I'm just going to flat out pass.
Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained. I appreciate your time.
Have a good day, sir.
I stand by what I say for how much the piece is worth. So as far as letting it go for 1,000, that was not on the table.
Hey. How we doing, guys?
Look what the cat dragged in.
I know. Well, hey, you should be cheering up because I brought some A-game stuff today.
I know how you do it here, Spencer. You like to bring in a bunch of different items that have nothing to do with each other.
Gotta have that shotgun effect with you guys and see what sticks. I always love seeing these guys because sometimes I get lucky and they shell out the big bucks. So today I'm bringing in a very rare Green Beret from the Vietnam era, a very rare Hulk comic book, and some vintage caramel candy presidential cards. I love moving the quantity, and usually it's pretty easy to do with these guys.
Right off the bat, I see this amazing comic book right here, The Incredible Hulk, and now the Wolverine. Pretty cool. This came out in November 1974, and it was only 25 cents at the time. It's got to be worth at least $1 or $2 now, right? It pretty much introduced one of the most iconic Marvel characters of all time in the Wolverine. And they later adapted the animated movie, The Hulk vs. the Wolverine, from this comic book right here. These comics can go upwards of $10,000, but it's not in the greatest condition. If we end up buying it, we really should take it in to get appraised. What else do you have here?
These are presidential playing cards, I'm assuming?
That's correct.
Who wants presidential playing cards?
Oh, I guess that was the Pokemon of the day.
Pretty cool, man.
Is this a game or is this like a trading collectible card?
It's just like a trading card thing. If you had all the presidents that they released, you would win a prize. But there's one that they didn't make a lot of, so people wouldn't win that many prizes.
Yeah, unfortunately, they only, I think, 10 exist. William McKinley is the one that's very rare, and it's an expensive card. I think upwards of 100 grand. So sorry, guys, I ain't got that one.
But I know even without McKinley, these cards are really collectible. What else you got?
I've got here, this is a genuine Vietnam Green Beret.
This is really cool, and I know this stuff is collectible. Where did you get the Green Beret?
Oklahoma. Just along my travels, you know, just picking around. Some guy had a bunch of hats, and that was at the bottom of the box.
All right, well, you got a few different things here. I guess let's start with the Green Beret. How much are you looking to get for that?
About $2,500 for that, man. It's a very desirable item.
I mean, I know this stuff's worth some money, Corey, but I don't know if there's much room in there for you. What do you think?
I'm good on that, Spencer.
Let's keep going. This just ain't for you, all right?
So, how much are you looking for on the comic?
You know, this one here, I think we might be able to work something out. I'll take $1,000.
You take $1,000 for it?
$1,000.
Spencer, I'll tell you what, I'll give you $400.
All right, look, I want to make a deal, so let's 800.
$500.
And that's us taking a big gamble. We won't know what this thing's worth until we take it in to get looked at.
Hey, it was an expensive trip out here, so just come on, help me out. $600.
$600 on the comic all day.
Okay.
So what do you want for the presidential cards?
$1,200, man. They're in a sleeve, they're ready to go. Just gotta put them out here. That's it. It's nothing to it, guy. It's easy.
Man, it's like I'm buying a used car every time you come in here. I'll give you $800 for these.
All right, I can do that. $800. That's fine. That's fine.
Chum, 6 on that, 800 on that. He'll write you up over there.
Always like doing deals with you, Corey. I appreciate it. With the money I just made, I think it's time to give my mom a little payback for some of the leads she's given me over the years, so I'm gonna take my mom on a trip somewhere.